this leads me to the point now to talk about, media ethics and maybe even what's emotional truth. So Hasan Minhaj, right, he argues that the stories that he told on stage, while not factually accurate, they convey emotional truth. It must be one of my favorite words right now. It's like applying makeup to a narrative, okay? It enhances the features, but doesn't quite reflect the bare face, if you will. And that, in my opinion, and feel free to let me know if I'm right or if you disagree with me, but in my opinion, that's dangerously close to that notion that we had back then to like alternative facts, which we saw like wreak havoc in the political landscape, if you remember, a few years ago. I mean, we kind of like eroding the importance of truth in storytelling, aren't we? It's like, oh, hey, that really didn't happen, but it kind of supports my story, so I'm just going to talk about it over and over again to make people believe it. Like, yeah, you know, you can see it from my face probably if you're watching the video. Please don't watch it, just listen, because I'm shook because, yeah, I like storytelling and storytelling is important, but faking it and trying to get like this emotional connection because of your fake backstory. So again, making up your funny stories, all good, but like your fake backstory, yeah, and there's more to it because, well, I hope you're theory nerds, because if you are theory nerds, buckle up, there's more. So Walter Fisher, right, back then came up with a few interesting communication theories. One of them is the narrative paradigm theory. Okay, that's an important one in this case, the narrative paradigm theory. And this theory argues that storytelling is the essence of communication. And we talked about this on this podcast before. But here's the catch. He says the story has to resonate on two levels, okay? Coherence and fidelity. So coherence is straightforward, right? So if Minhaj claimed he was raised by wolves in downtown LA, for example, we'd have an issue. But he told plausible stories that they were internally consistent. Like, okay, yeah, brown kid growing up in the US, blah, blah, and so on. Okay, yeah, cool. Then where he slipped up is kind of like the fidelity aspect, okay? That's about how well the story aligns with the world as we know it. And his stories, they do resonate, or they resonated because people thought they were true. Right, so for example, that story from his first special, Homecoming King, right, where he said that he was dating like this white girl, or he wanted to ask her out for prom, and then he got denied like on the porch where he arrived, and then she had some other dude there and something because the parents didn't want her to go out with a brown boy. That's what he said. It turned out it wasn't true. Like that lady actually said that wasn't true at all. She rejected him before, and she's actually married to an Indian American. So that wasn't really true, but it felt like it fits the upbringing of the poor, how he called himself, brown boy in the US. But now it turns out it wasn't true. So now the question is it ethical for comedians to like blur those lines, to cross the line, to move the line? Like, where do we draw the line? And I think that's a legitimate question because, you know, should comedians be held to the same ethical standards as journalists? Now, initially you would say no, right? But let me make a point. Biggest podcast on the planet, and I'm just winging that, but I mean, for sure, Joe Rogan, who's a stand-up comedian, Flagrant, probably also up there when it comes to viewerships. Brilliant Idiots, also another Andrew Schulz one with Charlemagne. And I know they say we're just flagrant for fun and we're the brilliant idiots, so if it's not true, we're the idiots. Yeah. But if you have so many viewers that you influence, don't you need to uphold the standards, or certain standards at least? And I'm not saying they have, I'm just putting out the question, right? Do we need a comedy version of the Hippocratic Oath? Yeah, we give comedians latitude because they make us laugh, right? But when does this latitude become like a slippery slope is the question. And so it's an actual question I'm asking, so please let me know the answer.